Hello, guys. I want to answer a few common questions I get asked all the time, and I thought this would be a great way because I don't really have the capacity or the time to reply to everyone. And I'm gonna start with this. What if I've tried everything and nothing has worked? So, like me, you might have tried fasting, tracking calories, cleanses, or chewing gum. I haven't tried that, by the way, but I've seen a lot of people try that. Or like distracting yourself, going for a walk, or buying single servings, or not having any food in the house. Oh, that's tough. That's a hard life. I that was my best solution at the time because otherwise I would have just eaten everything in sight. So why all of these things don't work? They don't work because they're not supposed to. These are physical fixes to emotional challenges. Binge eating is psychological, and it needs to be addressed the same way. If you try to just, I don't know, cut out sugar or go for a walk or move your body, I'm not saying those things are bad for you. Moving your body, exercising, it's great, but not to actually solve for this problem. Binge eating is just this force that just makes you eat more than you need. You are conscious that you want to stop. You don't want any more food, but something in you just makes you want more and more and more, and you can't really satisfy it no matter how much you eat. This is why I'm telling you, you have to understand the mind, understand how the brain works, and that's gonna give you some insight into, okay, it's not me. It's not me. I'm not the problem. It's just how the brain works. This is just an automatic response to food, and you feel so powerless because it's just a very deeply ingrained habit. And I'm not saying this to minimize your struggle, because food addiction is real. Even though I tell my clients to not think of it as an addiction or as a disorder, it is very real, and it's just so painful, and it's the worst addiction, the worst cycle, because you can't just stop eating, right? You need it to survive. So when you think of it as a habit, what it does is just makes you feel like you can actually change it. It's not a life sentence. You're not stuck with it for the rest of your life, because this is what I thought in the past. I thought that I will always struggle with this, no matter how much I try, no matter what I'm doing. I'll always have to control this part of me. Next question is, will this help me lose weight? All right. What I'm saying no control, just eat what you want, not tracking, no micromanaging. And this is really scary because we've learned that control equals weight loss. So if you let go of control, that means weight gain, right? And that's why we really we are afraid to just really relax and let the body lead the way, because the body was designed to just tell you what to eat and how much to eat. And it's just naturally it's in us. But when you ignore those signals for a while, that's when you start having all those struggles with food. Weight loss happens when you eat more than you need. And by removing the desire to overeat, you just naturally eat less. And when there's no extra eating, there's no extra weight. So yeah, you will lose weight naturally without thinking about it. But when you focus on weight loss, you try to just you use all these ways that are so unhelpful and damaging to your self-image, self-esteem, and just it disrupts the natural process and the natural way of how you're supposed to eat, and that's why I'm not really encouraging you to focus as much on weight loss, even though this desire is very valid. We want to look good, to feel good in our body, and I'm all for it. But you can get to that place without actually thinking about it, without controlling it, without calorie counting, without going on meal plans or fasting. It's just a way to disconnect it from yourself. And it results in more food noise and more struggle with food. We're moving on to the next question, and this is, will this take a lot of willpower? Because I feel like I have none. Well, I was in the same place. I also had no willpower, because you can imagine, after 6 years of struggling with this, with an eating disorder, because it feels like I struggle with food for the majority of my life. But serious eating disorder, 6 years, and when you're in that for so long, you lose hope. You lose willpower, you lose self-control. So I get it. But I already talked about this. I said you don't need any willpower to stop binging. And right now I don't use any willpower. I have all kinds of snacks in my house. I have my favorite foods every day, and I just stop once I feel okay, and I move on. I don't think about it. There's no second guessing, no second thoughts. It's very relaxed. It's very calm. There's no control at all. And that's why I'm saying, you think of willpower. You think that you need willpower when you think that you need to control your eating. But once you let go of the idea that you need to control, you need to decide something about like when to eat and how much, that's when it clicks for you, and you'll realize that you don't need any control, you don't need any willpower. Another good question is, how do I know if I'm truly hungry or just avoiding something? All right, this was a tricky question for me. It took me some time to fine-tune it, to just get to the answer, because there are like a few levels of hunger, or like different types of hunger, and that's conditioned hunger or habitual hunger, that's emotional hunger, or and then physical hunger. What I can tell you is that you know when you're not hungry for sure, because I hear this all the time. People tell me, I know that I'm not hungry, but I just keep eating. So you know that you're not hungry. You might know when you're physically hungry, because it makes sense. You've been just out of sync from your natural signals, so it makes sense. But that sensitivity comes with time, Right now I do experience cravings, but not those types of cravings. The craving when I'm craving for something sweet or I'm craving for something savory for breakfast, let's say. This is a normal craving, but I don't get those urges. I don't feel that strong pull towards eating anymore. Over time, it's very clear when you're hungry. So I want to reassure you that you will know when you're truly hungry by stopping when you know that you're not hungry anymore. This will help. If you have any other questions, just let me know in the comments down below and I'll get back to you, or I'll make another video. So thank you for watching and I'll see you in my next video.